Probably like no good.
Yeah, we've had conversations,
Like people are still waiting. Well, we haven't found anything yet. Yeah, they really, really like, I mean, they really, really like this.
And you.
They just want to-
Yeah, we went to Willie Davis this past weekend because.
Uh-huh.
And that was one of the, I used to for them, like, stuff was sharp, like, not cool. It's called we got a, oh, yeah, we bought a, camper back in August, bought a 32, sleeps 10 people. I love that. Like, still it's like 8 hours, get a break for lunch. Then you take a test. You literally have to test to see everybody. But I know for next time. Shower and all that. Griddle and then like little beer, and then you go and that, like, yeah, I love it. But we're taking it next week to my sister's in Maryland. We're gonna stay at the state park. We gotta order the stamp, but they don't like, you don't have to show it. She's here.
She's here, there's here.
And I'll be good for her to have.
Denise.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know.
Denise.
Hey, how are you?
I brought something, but it's just a little bit. I mean, not shop.
Yeah.
I mean, they did Airbnb and they.
The end of my homework. Yeah, it's not dark, right?
Hey, Marion.
We were speaking the other day and I was
Oh, okay.
I'm good. I'm good.
Awful idea.
And then.
I did one Friday and Saturday, so Friday is slow. Yeah.
Also very bad.
I did one by myself. And actually, they have an yeah. 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 How about you? No. Okay.
That's the one that's 41 young. Even all the That's cute. Barbershops.
Oh, yeah.
You know. Right. We're gonna have to retake our video. And then we have. And then have the question about the and then like
We don't have Wyatt to yell at you, but we have Liz to whistle at you. So we're gonna go ahead and get started in a couple minutes, or now, I guess. Yeah, we're a couple minutes past, so. Before we do, I had this on the screen. I want everybody to take a really good look at this. We're gonna go over this a couple times over the next couple of months, and you're gonna see a lot from the CE shop. We have a new marketing plan with them, and they are offering discounts to us for referrals. So not only can you like grow your profit share, you can offer your friend a discount on pre-licensing, but you get something in return. So this is new from the CE shop. We just got it like yesterday. I wanted to mention that before we get started. Let it sink in. Sinking in. And look, it works today. It does it though. Does it? It was working out. Oh, okay, it worked.
I'm so glad that I did, like, you gave it to me, because that would have been great. Hey, we meeting November 2021, yay! All right, so what do I do though?
Press the one that you're.
All right, I'm excited. Yes. All right, so does everybody remember this? This is our new snapshot that just talks about how amazing we are. So there it is again, and you have it available for them to grab off of where?
They will have it on the Google Drive today. I will be sharing it on our forward-facing Facebook page, so you can share that directly from there. And again, when you do that, it has all your compliance materials, all of that. If you want to brand it, there will be an unbranded version that you can put your information here. These are the most up-to-date numbers as of yesterday.
Is anybody using these? Has anyone used one yet, printed it and used it and gone in? You have? Cool. So, I mean, I feel like that most people might want a little talk through this. Number one, firm total volume. I think that's pretty obvious, which by the way, badass, and for everybody. And then, I mean, does this make sense? Is everybody okay with the second stat? I feel like I really push for this and maybe I shouldn't. So raise your hand and be like, that's making sense, Spencer. But what we're saying is that we sell in less time, which we always feel like we're trying to hit those top ones. We sell more, less time, less hassle. So that's what we're trying to get across, is that we sell in less. And that is a really big stat, by the way. Lauren and I were looking at that. We're 49 days, average days on the market. The top 10, we're by far less time than any other firm in the top 10. Like, it's a pretty decent amount. So if they go with somebody else, you can tell them, well, you're probably gonna take longer to sell. So I don't know how you guys are presenting that in your meetings when you use this, but I feel like that's fairly powerful, you know? But if you feel like there should be another stat in there, like talk out, talk up, tell us what you think should be there instead. I see, I love that I have somebody in the room who loves some Bill Gallagher with me.
Ellen laughed.
Thank you. Gosh, we miss him. Who's been to Bill Gallagher?
How many times in the course of 4 hours have we actually?
Yeah.
Guys, hope he comes out of retirement.
It's
Take a sip of
Alias.
something. Take a sip of something.
It's
Yeah.
Alias.
Oh my gosh, he was one of the funniest CE instructors we ever had, and he retired about 3 years ago. And you know, he told me at his retirement party, didn't you throw that for him? Yes.
Yeah.
Christoph threw that party for him. It was big time. And he told me that he might come back.
He did. We had him last year. He's not as good.
He's terrible on Zoom.
He was on.
He's not good.
Yeah, no, that would be right.
No. Oh
We
my
need to
God.
bring it here. We need to.
Yeah, bring it here.
All right, cool. I'm gonna bring it here.
Yes, sir.
No, he's not listening. Go late. Go.
Good late. Yeah, all right. And Vonda Lee, anybody remember Vonda?
Vonda Lee.
All right, so that's KW goals right there. We can get in here.
All right.
And then this one, the average price that we're selling for higher. What does that mean to your client? I mean, I feel like it means that we sell houses with more intention, but there's a couple different ways you can present that. So hopefully that's hitting for everybody. If there's anything that you want us to add, that you're like, oh, this would be a really cool stat that I'd love to be able to go on, please tell us. We're just trying to hit the top 3, and we feel like we sell the most in less amount of time, and we're giving you more value. So hopefully that's working for everybody.
Is that updated monthly?
Oh, it is. It's updated monthly right now. So we're just pulling stats. Lauren sends it to us. We make sure it's right, and then we push it out. So it's being updated monthly.
And that one was done as of yesterday, so it's the most up to date that you'll have today.
Do we post that on anything forward facing, or is that just internal?
Yes, that's forward facing, and then you can share from there. You can repost it. You'll have a unbranded version that you can brand. I mean, it's KW branded, but you can put your contact and your branding in it as well. If you want to share it from your own page as your own piece, or use it in your presentations. We have both available.
And you're gonna let us know every time that's ready the new stats are out.
Yes, I can do that.
Our goal is to have them ready for this meeting every month now.
Okay.
Present them here, and then they're on the Google Drive as soon as you walk out the door. Does that sound right? Does that work for everybody? Yeah. If you needed something updated in the middle of the month, I guess we could, but I feel like it's once a month.
Once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so November anniversaries, that's a lot of people. Congratulations to yet another year of service. Oh, it's so cute. I can't see our birthdays. You have one coming up? I mean, no, that's supposed to be like, yes, I do.
Another year, yeah.
Yeah. So happy birthday to everybody, and happy anniversary.
Oh, it's because
See.
there we go.
November stuff, go ahead.
So, trainings and events, we have a lot going on right now before the holiday, and we wanted to talk to you guys about Friendsgiving. So we pivoted a little bit, just a little bit with Friendsgiving, because we had a little bit of lack of interest as far as signups and go. So we've actually changed it to a gratitude luncheon. So it is still Friendsgiving, but the idea was we don't want you guys to like come in and feel like you have to bring Thanksgiving food, because the signups that we had, to be honest, I wasn't able to see all of them. So I'm gonna have to circle back with some of you, but we're like, if we're gonna do Friendsgiving at the beginning of the week, and then you go to your Thanksgiving on the, you might not want turkey twice. So bring whatever you want to bring, whatever your favorite dish is to purchase, from your favorite restaurant, whatever you want to bring. And then that's the luck of a potluck is, you're bringing something fun. And then we have a gratitude activity that we want to do with you guys during that. So I just wanted to share that update. We did a little pivot, but same date, same time, same idea. Just we're going to change it a little bit. And then we want you guys to note the changes, or not changes, but the times that we're going to be closed. So obviously you have access to the office, whenever you need it, but that's when staff will be out of the building. So we wanted to let you know that. And then we were going to also talk about Paint the Town Red. We had a lot of success around that, and we had a lot of interest in doing it again. So we're going to go for round 2 during holiday, during Thanksgiving. And that's going to be with the PC program. If the people enrolled in the PC program are going to be hosting those, and you're going to get more information about that tomorrow. So, but we just wanted to note that for you.
What's the task management? Is that like your admin thing?
I'm sorry, I did not mean to glaze over that. Yes.
I hear you.
No, I'm sorry. Well, we have a lot going on, but I didn't want to miss out on these things. So task management is a part of that workshops that we've been doing like build your business workshop. So yes, it is similar to what we've done in the past with admin, a lot of Trello, a lot of Google Drive, those types of things. That's at 2 o'clock.
Is anybody invited?
Anybody and
Anybody's
everybody.
invited.
Yes.
Marion is helping to host that task management workshop.
Nice.
She's a task master, so
Yes,
if
she
you're
is.
interested in learning how to kind of get a hold of your tasks, I highly suggest you come to that workshop this week.
Was it recorded?
Yes.
Will it be recorded?
Lauren, will you be recording?
Recording
Will you be recording?
task management?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I'm sorry. I had a typo there, so yes.
It
was
is
for the
both
recording.
days. I love that I don't know that, by the way.
Typo.
No, we're going to 26 too. Obviously, come whenever you want though. Just turn off all the lights, except the lights.
Yeah, those will just be the days that the staff is out.
It's an ethics year. Isn't it always an ethics year though? Like, doesn't it depend on when you do your last one? Or is it?
Yeah, we did it.
We're all on the
Yeah.
same.
Now we're
on
on the
the
same?
schedule.
Yeah, it was the CE that included ethics.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there have been opportunities to get your ethics within other, like OBAR is allowing other CEs to have your ethics requirements, or I guess not. But we do have a list of names of people who have not turned in their certificate, or OBAR has not received their certificate. And without calling those people out, I just wanted to offer you another opportunity with a discount code, because again, we did a re-up with our marketing and branding with the CE shop. So when you go through our branded website, you get to use these discounts and fulfill your CE, and it's self-paced, so you don't have to like sign up for a class. You know?
Are you telling us if we are on that list?
Yeah, we will be calling you out.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wasn't gonna do it in front of
Please call me out.
me.
Not today in this forum, but you will be called out.
Danielle, I've been sending emails too, so if you haven't gotten one, you're probably not on there.
I don't think your name was on the list.
Yeah, because I'm on it.
I just wasn't gonna put the list up here.
Oh, come on. That's so fun.
I don't remember to be everybody, but I don't, yeah, okay, well, I know next time.
Call
I'll
us
call you guys
out.
individually.
Call us out.
All right, Liz, you wanna come up, or you wanna talk from there?
I can talk from here.
Okay.
So in the PC program, we've had a really exciting fourth quarter so far. We did some door knocking activities, and to make it less scary, we did 2 bags, partnering with our community neighbors to collect for the food pantry, and those are Kim Fuel's bags right there. Where is she? Is she in here somewhere?
Somewhere working hard here.
Oh,
That's not.
Yeah, she did a really good job, and she said got to meet some of her neighbors who she didn't know, got invited to a lot of card games and things like that, and real estate's it's all about creating relationships. So she's well on her way. Jason Hansen, where is he?
He's right here.
Our rock star. I mean, he just silenced the room in our call-a-thon, and while everyone was kind of complaining and moaning and groaning and really putting off that task of picking up the phone, he just like, oh, this is Jason Hansen from Keller Williams, and everybody just silent. And he had a rock star day. Never cold called 50 people, right, Jason?
Yeah.
And by the time he finished, he had 8 or 9 CMA requests.
Yeah.
So,
Great
you
job.
got some people in your database.
That's right.
And Randy is our PC rock star right now. She has just put her second house under contract, and she closed her first.
Hey, Randy. Hey, Randy. And then, Paint the Town Red,
Yeah, Paint the Town Red is something we did following Sarah Hester's open house certification. And we just gathered up all of the houses we could hold open, and we had what, 6, 8 that were open, and we're gonna repeat that again Thanksgiving weekend, maybe in December, and definitely at Martin Luther King holiday.
really
It was a
successful.
really good success.
The people I talked to had a decent turnout, and I got a contract, and she got a
Oh,
contract.
yeah.
So, I mean,
That's pretty
she's
awesome.
killing it.
Yeah.
Great job, everybody.
Yeah, great job.
Good job, Lucy.
All right.
We've done enough talking.
Yep.
All right.
We don't have
so-
to talk about anymore.
So Village Realty is here, and this is the beginning of a beautiful marriage.
Not
So
relationship,
everybody,
she went right to marriage.
Yeah, everybody knows that, we've decided after thinking long and hard to, extend an invitation to Village Realty to be our exclusive referral partner for rentals. And what that means to you all is you have this amazing resource. Who has used Sarah Christoph in the past? Okay, so all these people, just talk to them if you haven't. She is incredibly prompt. She's incredibly professional. She's been doing this forever, so she knows what she's talking about. She can back it up with stats. She's one of the few property managers that I talk to that actually goes to the house. So a lot of them phone it in, and that's okay, but it's just one step above that she does this, and she's right back at you. So we love her for that. And we decided that what we like about Chris and Ann's office is that they're here. And so we use them as a really great resource, and Sarah has offered to be here once a week too.
Oh, wow.
Wow, did you hear the sigh in the middle?
I'm so excited.
So I'm gonna let her talk now, but I've known Sarah Christoph since we were babies. And we were babies and at the Caretta Club for 100 years ago. And she is just really impressive. My team loves her. And if you've used her and you just raised your hand, I know you do too. So warm welcome to Sarah, and she's gonna go over some of her programs.
It's just so nice to see so many friendly faces out there and so many people that I've worked with in the past. And we are super excited to partner with Keller Williams. I mean, you guys are the best, and we're excited to be here. For those of you who don't know me, I'll give you a real quick background. I am a Corolla girl. My parents had built a house in Corolla in the 80s, and I grew up spending my summers there. In 2000, I went to go work for Vicki Hayes, the developer of the Currituck Club. And that's when I started in real estate sales. I worked as a sales assistant at first for 5 agents, and got my real estate license in about 2003. I partnered up with another real estate agent, sort of the backside of somebody who was really great at presenting. So I have a lot of real estate sales background. I did sales until the recession hit, and then I looked for a little bit more steady work, and I got to property management. So I had the opportunity to start a small property management company, Paramount Destinations, and I did that for 7 years. And then I moved on to a large property management company and came on to Village as the Corolla rental manager 7 years ago. I worked in the Corolla rental office for 3 years and then transitioned into my new role at Village, which is Director of Business Development. So Village recognized that there needed to be somebody completely dedicated just to working with new owner acquisition. And so that's what I do now. For those of you guys who work with Village Realty, if you are listing a house for sale or need information about a house that exists in the program, you still go to the same rental managers that you always do. They'll get you the PMD and access codes and things like that. I really work with homes that aren't in our inventory yet. So things that you guys are listing or selling. What I wanted to start off is talking about one of my favorite things today, and it's not real estate or property management, it's money. So one of the things we're really excited to debut is a new incentive program for Keller Williams, and it's going to be exclusively for the agents in this office. Right now, if you have somebody who's interested in property management, we do pay a commission, a referral, which is equal to the commission off of a peak week. So of course, the commission amount depends, the referral amount depends on how much the house is renting for, the commission and things like that. We offer that to all the agents on the beach. What's going to be exclusive for Keller Williams is that we're going to do some incentive bonuses both quarterly and annually. So when you guys have somebody who's interested, you can be working with a buyer or a seller. So it's not just listed, it's not exclusively for agents, for clients who are just working with one or the other. If you've got somebody interested, you send them to me. One of the things that Lauren will be sending everyone around, some of you already have it, is a referral form. Give me their contact information, and if they eventually sign into the Village Realty program for property management, we pay the referral. What we're going to do for Keller Williams agents is that
once a quarter, whoever has referred the most volume of business to Village Realty, we're gonna do $1,000 bonus every quarter. And we'll keep track of this. And then at the end of the year, we're gonna do $5,000 bonus to the agent who first. I know. So it's super, super exciting. I'm sure some of you in the room are thinking, well, dang, I wish you had that going last year. So I did want to stop and also recognize some of the agents in this room who have been referring a lot of business to me, and just as an act of appreciation. So number one, JM, thank you so much. Absolutely. Elisa Miller too. And Danielle Taylor. Enjoy working with all of you guys, so thank you so much. So how can Village Realty really be a resource for you guys? You know, some of you working with buyers agents, trying to explain to them, or as buyers agents, trying to explain to your clients, why would you want to even buy real estate on the Outer Banks as an investment property? Well, one of the things that really distinguishes this area from some of the other resort areas is commissions. And that is what property management companies charge us commissions. Now, every company is a little bit different in the way that they structure fees and commissions. I'll tell you how Village Realty is. It's very transparent. Ours is a sliding scale based off of projected gross rental income. So the more that the house generates, the less income we charge. And I'll tell you, just so that you know what the kind of the range is. Our commissions rates range from about 13 to 20%. So 20% would be a condo doing less than $20,000, and 13% would be for a house doing about $100,000 a year. Now, one of the nice things at Village is if you are lucky enough to be working with a client who has multiple homes, we use the combined income to determine the commission. Wow. So you could have somebody who owns two houses making $50,000. They get the commission rate of somebody who had a $100,000 house. So that's really nice too. That incentivizes you to sell them some more houses so they can lower their rental commission. One of the other nice distinguishing factors in North Carolina is this is an advanced disbursement state. Does everyone know what that means for accounting purposes? Okay, so this is not in every state, but in North Carolina, when we make a reservation, we collect 50% of the rent at the time of booking. So let's say somebody books for a house in January for a stay in July. We take half the rent in January, and then because we're an advanced disbursement state, we have the ability to disperse that to the homeowner in the month of January. Now, we collect second half of rent 45 days prior to arrival, but we disperse it upon checkout. So what happens is, as you can see for your clients, that once you get this thing going, it creates nice year-round cash flow. You're kind of getting little chunks all throughout the year instead of just getting big chunks at the end. That's a real distinct advantage in North Carolina. Not every state does that and allows that. The other nice thing that we do at Village is that we do not have any restriction on owner time. There are a lot of companies out there that mandate that a homeowner must give a certain number of weeks or can only take a certain amount of time between Memorial Day and Labor Day. Village just has a different business philosophy on it. Our philosophy is to the homeowner, this is your house, you use it when you want, and we're happy to rent it whenever you're not personally using the home. This is great for a buyer's agent because in this market, we are seeing a lot of people not strictly buy this for investment. Of course, most people are buying this for investment, but it's also moving into a hybrid model where, of course, they want to recoup their money on it, but they also want to have some enjoyment out of the property as well. I've really seen a trend of homeowners who open up their house for the peak season, depending on the house, let's say May to October. They'll rent it out. That's when you get the highest return on investment. And then they'll close it off in the shoulder season, like Thanksgiving to Easter or something like that. And when it's on that extended owner's block, those owners come and go as they please. You know, I joke, like you leave your ketchup in the fridge, your food in the closet. And so you kind of get the benefit of having an investment property, but then also get the enjoyment out of having it as a second home. And that's a distinct advantage about when you're over at Village Realty. The other thing I wanted to bring up too, because I'm seeing, which is wonderful, the lot sales pickup, is were you guys aware that if you have somebody who buys a lot and decides to put it, to build on it, that they can list it with Village Realty before it is even constructed? Once you have renderings and a finalized design of what it's going to be, you can put it into the Village Realty program. We can market it and start taking reservations as the home is being built. Now, we can't disperse any funds to the homeowner until they have CO, but once they have CO, we can disperse all of the collected funds. So timing wise, if you think about this as a client who is building, you know, you're going through the building process, you get CO, that's just about the time you're about to buy all your furniture and do the install. And there's opportunity to really have a bucket of money right there that you're able to utilize. So that's another really great advantage that we have down here. Now, for those of you guys who do a lot of listings, one of the things that Village Realty can offer is not only can we do rental projections, we can do rental projections for homes that don't have rental history, obviously. So if you have something that's only been a second home, you can always feel free to reach out and I'll be glad to do a rental projection for anything that doesn't have a history. Or there are times where you run across homes that are in a program, but you think, could they be doing better somewhere else? Never hurts to get a second opinion, and I'm always happy to do a rental projection and give you what I think is our opinion on where it should be set. You know, how do I do my rental projections? You know, I have the advantage of having years of historical data at my fingertips, and I can go back and look at, and that's how I do my rental projections. I pull comps and I use the historical data to really come up with what we are proposing for rental rates. Obviously, it's sort of a baseline. One of the new things that we have implemented, especially in this crazy market at Village, is we now employ a full-time, year-round revenue management team. So when you look at the Village Realty website, purposefully, there is not a list of rental rates posted statically. And you have to put in dates before the website pumps out a rate. The reason why we do that is because our revenue management team is constantly looking at supply and demand, and we are employing dynamic pricing to maximize income in this market. So obviously in the past 2 years, that's been fantastic. We've been able to raise rental rates when we see the opportunity. And our homeowners have really benefited from this market because we have been extremely flexible in rates. The other nice thing at Village is that owners are always the final person to decide on rates. We're going to give you a proposal and say, this is where I think the market is for it. But your homeowners can decide where they want to price. And pricing is a strategy. For me, I think what really kind of tells the difference of how people price is their risk tolerance. So there are some people, I tell this story a lot. I've got a homeowner in Corolla, and the income from his rental house is part of his retirement. So when we propose rates to him every year, he takes our rates and he subtracts $100. He is purposefully underpricing his house in the market because he wants that house to fill first, fill all before all comparable properties. And so come January, he's sitting on all of his money, and that's how he sleeps at night. There is certainly the other side of that as well. People who are more aggressive, who are willing to price aggressively and let other homes that are comparable fill in first, knowing or hoping that there's going to be somebody at the end who's willing to pay the high dollar price. And we've certainly seen that over the years. I am always, if it's possible, like Sarah mentioned, I would love to get into the properties because, as you guys know, there's some really great photographers out there. And the pictures look spectacular. And then you get in, you're like, oh my gosh, is this rug 15 years old or what? So you guys always feel free to call me. This is my assistant, Caitlin, too. She just started work with me a couple months ago. But always feel free to reach out. And if at all possible, I'd love to get in to see the house and more accurately price it. Speaking of accuracy, you know, people do ask me, okay, so why is your projection so different from somebody else's? At Village, I have a directive to sign homeowners for the long term. This is not a short-term game for us. We are looking to work with homeowners. I do have homeowners that have been with us for 5, 10, 15, even 20 years. So when I do a rental projection, I am trying to set a realistic expectation of what the income level is. I'm not trying to put a big number out there and win business for a year. I'm trying to win business for many, many years. So I do take it very seriously. I know these are big financial decisions that people are making based on these numbers. I take it very seriously. I also go back at the end of the year and I look at actuals versus what I've projected, just to do an analysis of my own work. And I am typically, I do a range on the bottom of the rental projection of where you're going to hit. I've got a 99% accuracy rate in hitting in the range. So you guys can feel confident when I hand you some numbers and you're presenting them to your clients, that you can feel really solid that we're going to hit those rental projections. It's kind of hard when you are working with lots of different property management companies because it is such a difficult apples to apples comparison. No company is the same. People structure things differently with commission and fees. And how do you charge this and how do you charge that? When really what you're trying to get down to is what are you going to net? What is this homeowner going to net at the end of the day? We have worked very hard to restructure at Village to really make our structure very simple. We charge a commission. It's based off of projected gross rental income. We use a keyless entry system. Our homeowners pay $195 for that. And we ask for an annual deep clean once a year, which the owners can do themselves or have us do. Those are the only required costs at Village Realty. The guests at Village pay for the cleaning and the linens in the advertised price. They also pay an admin fee, which covers their credit card processing and any accidental damage. And then Village provides no additional charge. All of the marketing, so for us, professional photography, it starts with as well. We would shoot professional photography, shoot virtual tours, and do level layouts for every listing. Our goal is to put as much accurate information out on the website so that guests make the most informed decision. It's a big decision, a lot of family members that come to visit. We want to try and make everybody happy, so we try and be really transparent with the homes and in our advertising. So it's very simple fee structure. You can take my number, take the commission amount that I'm going to quote you, and really dial down and get to what you're actually going to net and see if the numbers are going to work for your clients. And then as far as our contracts go, our contracts are annual. They run from January 1 to December 31st. There is a renewal clause in there for June 30th, but that date is negotiable. So let's say you had somebody who closed on a house today and wanted to bring it to Village. They could sign a 2022 contract, change the auto renewal date to maybe like September 15th, see how the first season went. And then it would auto renew. We do not have any cancellation policy or fee here at Village. I don't know if any of you guys have run into this before. Really leaves a pretty bad taste in just about everybody's mouth. And that's not our business philosophy. Some of my best homeowners are the ones who were with Village, left, tried somebody else, and came back to Village. And I don't think people come back if you're slapping a $2,000 cancellation fee on them as they walk out the door. So we just ask for 14 days notice to cancel. We want to work with people who want to work with us. We don't want to make people beholden to work with us because of a contract. And so just a little bit of a different business philosophy on everything. Okay, so I brought gift bags for everybody today. All of them, these are what we put our welcome gifts in at the house. We do a little starter kit when we rent houses. So all of these also include a $25 fun pass. So fun passes are passes that we do at Village that a lot of different companies have joined with our preferred vendors. So you can use these passes at any of these preferred companies when you guys come, or whenever you guys want to use them. Now, I did also want to do a couple giveaways too. Because one of the things that we can do for you guys is, so one of the nice things that I have to be able to offer you guys are comp night stays. So comp night stays are fantastic for you guys if you have clients who are coming into town. She's like a high dollar client who's coming into town. We'll put them up in a Village Realty house. It's for 2 nights. You guys can show them around. And then of course they stay in the Village house so they kind of have a little understanding of what it feels like to be a guest. So I'll start off by everyone check under your chair and see who's the first winner.
Hilarious.
I don't know if this is the late.
I know, I'm trying to feel
That's supposed to be my chair.
I don't want to. I never made this.
All right, we're gonna do a random one. Lauren's gonna help us out and pick out a random one from whichever one you wanna do first. Are you gonna do Zoom or?
We'll start with Zoom.
Okay, we're gonna let the people who joined
Oh,
us.
sorry, it clicked, so this is actually in here, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Wait a minute, Josiah.
Yeah, I'm like.
There you go.
Name always come up.
Well.
We'll do one.
Or she.
I'm trying to get it, so if you're on Zoom, you're gonna have an opportunity to win too. Can you see us on Zoom? Can you see our screen? Somebody answer me, please.
Yeah, Josiah, can you see it?
They can? Okay. Well, I want to be able to hear them too, like, if you guys, I want to hear the person get excited, right? I know.
Should have stayed on, Terry.
Yay.
Oh, there she is.
All right, well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I'm gonna open it for questions.
Yeah.
Danielle?
Can you, how do you guys handle partials? Like, do you allow them? Is it the norm? Is it an exception?
Okay, so we do offer 2 separate programs here at Village. We do the traditional weekly vacation rental, and then we have also sort of a flexible stay program. The flexible stay requires a 3-night minimum stay. Owners decide from the very get-go whether they want to do traditional or weekly. Traditional or the partial stays. There are some houses that are better suited for partial stays. I think that the further back from the beach you are, the less amenitized you are, the better fitted you are for a flexible stay. If you decide to do weekly vacation rentals, the homeowner also has the option of whether or not they want to allow partials. So right now, how we handle partials is if you allow partials in the summertime, we hold out for the full week rental until 14 days prior to arrival, because we're trying to get obviously the most amount of income. But if we're getting close and it's 14 days out and the homeowner allows a partial week rental, we will do that and minimum 3-night stay. Right now, we're calculating that nightly rate at 1/5 of the weekly rate. So we take the weekly rate, divide it by 5. So even if you just get a 3-night stay, you're getting more than half the rent. So that's really an owner option, whether or not they want to allow partials.
Do you do any type of a VRBO hybrid type program?
We do. So we utilize VRBO as part of our marketing strategy. We don't utilize Airbnb right now, but we do use VRBO. It's a live feed from our website. So when a booking is made on either VRBO or the Village Realty system, all calendars are updated automatically. There's no manual process to it. Same thing with photos and things like that. And there is no cost to our homeowners for them to be on VRBO.
Is there any type of a discount program if the owner feeds into it? I know some companies do that. Or if they provide you the lead, it's some sort of a discounted rate.
We don't do discounted rates for leads that come outside of it. But I will tell you, so VRBO was bought by Expedia a couple of years ago. And I'm sure if you guys have had dealings with this, they keep changing the terms and conditions of their agreement to make it more favorable to VRBO and less favorable to homeowners and travelers. We've been purposefully decreasing our reliance on VRBO. I mean, we still utilize it. To me, it's the 800-pound gorilla. I don't know how somebody in Wisconsin who's never heard of the Outer Banks would find us without something like a VRBO. But right now, VRBO only accounts for 2 to 3% of our bookings. So, Jim?
Can you tell me a little bit more about your comp stay program, how that works? Is it just in off season? Just because, gosh, that's such a great incentive I have for some clients that would love it.
Yeah, it is off season. It runs from January 15th to April 15th and October 15th to December 15th. And basically what you do is you call the office and ask, usually you've got the date, some parameters and things like that. And then one of our reservationists will check to see what we've got available. And basically it's absolutely free to you. Village Realty picks up the cost of the cleaning and the linens. But when your guests arrive, they'll be treated just like a Village Realty guest. They'll get pre-arrival information that's got their code so that they can access the property. The linens will be there. We make beds, bath towel sets will be there as well. So it'll be hopefully a really nice day for someone.
Do you have like a minimum? Like, is there a vetting system? Because if you're offering this, you just want to make sure it's like a legit person. Like, I guess I'm just curious for you guys.
When I did it, when I was at Village, I don't know that we ever had a conversation about it, but I felt like I had a duty to Village to vet them. And so I just blamed it on Christoph. And I'd be like, look, I mean, the only thing that she requires is that you get qualified for the local land.
Absolutely.
Somebody's
Great
not
idea.
willing to do
That's
that.
a good idea.
Yeah.
Right, like I'm not taking you out if you're not gonna at least do that. So I mean, that's something.
Right.
Yeah, definitely try. And I think, as Sarah's here more and she can start to educate you more on some fun scripts to use. I mean, she's gonna be a great resource for a lot of these questions. I feel like I've thought of 10 things that she could like sit in on a table talk and talk to us about, right? Like that we just wanna ask questions and we've never really had a live person, captive. We're gonna be locking the doors on Tuesdays the whole day. But I mean, she can kind of help you with that script too. And if you're not as familiar, like what are you saying to these people to make sure that they're not here for a free vacation? I will tell you that it only happened to me once in the 18 years I was there. I'm pretty sure it was just for a free vacation.
Really?
There's only one, and I did several. And that's it's an awesome program.
Well, I would never want to send anyone over that I wasn't 100% serious about anyway.
Right, exactly. Well, you don't waste your weekend either, right? I mean, nobody
Yeah.
wants to do that. So, but so I would say at minimum do that for sure.
Are there any limitations to the houses y'all are accepting? Like, are you doing west side, any conduit, like any parameters?
That's a great question. So we manage homes from Corolla to South Nags Head. So we don't do anything on 4-wheel drive beach, unfortunately. And we have not gone back into Collington Harbor. We do have a home in Collington Point, a little bit further back, but we haven't gone all the way back into the harbor. And then we only go to Oregon Inlet, so South Nags Head. We do take a lot of West Side homes now. They are perfect fits for that flexible stay program that I was talking about. But we don't just take everything. I mean, quite honestly, part of the reason I go out to the properties is because I'm checking to make sure that I'm trying to qualify the house to make sure that guests are going to be happy in it. It does nothing for us to take on a house that's just a bunch of problems and guests are super unhappy. And I won't name any name. I went to a house this week. Pictures looked pretty good. But I went in it and I'm telling you, the furniture was 30 years old, the carpet, it needed painting. And I spoke to the homeowner and she really wasn't really willing to do anything. So part of it is a willingness because we've got resources at Village, we've got a renovation department and things like that. If you want to improve your property, we've got some resources to help you. But there's some people who are like, no, it's fine. The carpet's only 15 years. So there is a qualification, on some condition issues as well.
What about rental trends? We've obviously seen 2 extremely good years with rentals. What is 2022 looking like?
It looks awesome. We are up year over year. Bookings are up. It was an early booking season. I think what happened was we filled up so early in 2021 that we got to about March or April and we were almost out of inventory. And so there were people who wanted to come to the Outer Banks who kind of were just out of luck. that has now educated them to realize, hey, if I want to get a house, I've got to look early. And it's the more specific that somebody's needs are, the earlier they need to look. Because houses with elevators, pools, pet friendly, things like those tend to fill up first. But 2022 is on pace to look like a really great rental season.
Do you have any feeling for how much inventory you're losing? Properties that were rentals that have gone to kind of the second home platform? Is there an inventory crunch?
We did see some homeowners at the beginning of COVID kind of take some of the homes out of the marketplace because, you know, maybe they could come down here and work remotely and things like that, or they just didn't want, you know, people in their house, you know. So I would say we have lost a little bit, but quite honestly, there's been, you know, that gap has sort of been filled with new construction and a lot of turnover, you know, for people who are purchasing for investment. Denise?
Do you have like a limitation of where you want to be? How many homes?
No, we're positioned for growth. I mean, we've got the foundation here at Village. So it's really, you know, we are just looking to add additional homes.
How many do you have there?
We're at about 760 right now. So, well, I'll take one more question, then I'll probably have to cut it off. You guys are.
You're gonna stay for a little bit?
Yeah, so we're gonna have lunch with Steamers. So I know. Kind of love steamers. So, but you guys are always welcome to come up to me. Obviously, I know you guys have a lot of Sarahs too. So feel free to shout out Christoph. That's my last name. And you get certainly
She
answer
spells
to
it
that.
right, according to Hester.
Yes, I do. No H. No H.
Been going
My
after
girl.
her since day one. That's true. Yep. So, yeah, ask questions afterwards. And then, like I said, I really feel like this is such a cool, she'll be here on Tuesdays. That's
Tuesday
so good.
mornings, I'll be here, you know, till about noon on Tuesday mornings, and I'll set up like in an open area. So please walk by, talk to me, ask me questions. I'm happy to help.
And I think like table talks and things throughout the next 12 months would be cool. I mean, because we're gonna come up with things that we all have questions about. Like, I've already thought of a bunch, and I bet you guys have too. So we're so excited you're here. Thank you. Yes.
Oh boy.
We're gonna refresh it. Okay, you do that to make sure. Do you want me to talk really fast about TL?
Yeah, so before everybody goes there, I'll finish and set up for food.
Oh my gosh, lunch looks really good, y'all. First in line.
Spencer just has 2 more announcements to go over quickly, just so you guys can be on, there it is. So the first thing, we have your list there. Oh, okay, ALC. So ALC this year is gonna be, I think I scared everybody and I basically uninvited everyone who was in the room. But these brave souls stepped up and they're like, I don't care what you say, Spencer, I'm still doing it. So this is your ALC for next year and we're super excited. We're taking a road trip tomorrow. Yes, it's tomorrow.
Yes. You need to pack.
You got it, Spencer. And we're gonna be learning about how to be more amazing. So look for big things next year. Very excited. Official meeting in December, and so you should be seeing towards the end of December, beginning of January, some information about committees and how you can get involved. So keep on the lookout for that. All right, so there's that. The last thing is, looks like the slide went away, is just about our team leader search. Oh, yeah. Where? Team leader search. So I know we all met Jackson and he was really exciting and fun to see what the possibilities are. He decided to take a position with Newport News, so we wish him the very best.
Oh,
Right, so, but I'm kind of glad you guys got a sense of what we're looking for and what maybe we're not looking for. So I need you guys to dig into your databases and you know, look to see, is there somebody we should be talking to that you know? In a nutshell, the TL position is recruiting, it's retention, and it's coaching. And so that's, the person has to be really strong at that. They don't have to be KW, but they could. They don't have to be sales, but they can be. I have seen some rock star TLs that never sold a house ever. And I've seen some rock star TLs that were never Keller Williams. I've seen one that was both of those, and she's amazing. So, so please let us know if you know of anyone. We're actively going to be putting out an ad starting out this week, so you'll be able to share it
So it's gonna be to the KW Ecosphere and a couple other places. So you'll get more details about it if you want to see it. And come to one of us if you have somebody that you think we need to be talking to. So we'll be looking pretty hard for the next couple months. It's a pretty big process. We'll probably do a similar thing where we sit the person down in front of as many people are here and you guys can just fire away. And then let us know what you think. Mr. Mann, do you have anything that you want to add to the room, like tidings, cheer for Thanksgiving?
No, in high school, I was Gabriel and I had Christmas play, and you just gave me that like little speech back just right there. I was like, chilling, 17-year-old Chris. No, I got nothing. I'm happy to be here with you guys. I'm glad I got to come today. Just one little thing that I think we're seeing a lot all over the place, and this just is what it is when you guys are going on your listing appointments and you are talking to that seller and they say something other than, I bought this house 4 years ago with my wife and she's right here. Anything other than that for a seller is a red flag. If they say, I inherited this property, red flag. If they say, I got this house in the divorce, and you look up on the tax card and that spouse is still listed as an owner, red flag. So anytime you have those situations in a listing appointment, come talk to us so we can tell you who these sellers are. Because finding out that your client got divorced, but they never did a quick claim deed, and now you have it under contract, and you need to get a signature from somebody that hates your seller. Yeah, there's a ticking clock now because you got a closing date. That's the worst. That's literally the worst. If you see that situation where you have one person in front of you, but you look at a tax card and it's got two people, we can help you guys sort of navigate before you get it on the market. If you ever see like the estate of, talk to us because it's never the administrator or the executor of the estate. I mean, it can be very rarely. And so if you just have the executor said, I have to run the executor, I can sell this. It probably can't. And you don't want to find that out after you're under contract. And the words at all is not a last name. But I have had that agent come to me and say, I just thought it was their last name. So if you see on the tax card, so-and-so at all, talk to me. So that's just the thing we're seeing a lot of, is just the listing each agreement or the contract with the sellers having not the right people on
I
it.
have a very specific question that I was gonna email you, but I'll share it with everybody.
Yeah.
What if a person gets married in between listing their house and getting ready to go under contract? Is the new spouse?
So the only people that are legally required to be on the contract as the seller is the person who's on the deed as the owner. So if you have somebody that bought a house when they were single and now they're married, technically you only need one person as the seller on the contract. But I always just tell people, put the spouse on the contract anyway, because you are setting the expectation you're going to have to sign some other stuff. Because what you don't want is that seller thinking, well, I bought it, I was the only one on the listing agreement, I was only on the contract, so my new spouse doesn't have to sign anything. But they will have to sign the deed to sell, and by putting them on the contract, you're just setting the expectation level, you're a part of this. But if for some reason you get pushback and they're like, he or she can sign the deed, but I'm not putting them on the contract, fine, it's okay. But the spouse, no matter what, will have to sign that deed when it gets to that point.
It did, but I got a different answer, so we'll check back.
Okay.
Any other questions for
guys?
Mr. Mann? Anybody have any burning
Oh, yeah,
crazy?
I'm sticking around, I'm here all day.
Oh, you're sticking around? All right, then, I think we're ready to eat, but can we grub? Can we go a little bit early and just eat?
Yeah, I just wanted to double check with Andrew. Andrew, did you want to mention your change there? Everyone?
Which one? With Alex next week?
Yes.
Okay. Well, some of you know that I'm actually flying out to see my son on Monday, who currently is living in England, which I think is rather ironic.
He was born here. Well, no, wait.
No, he was born in England.
They came here when he was what, like 8 months old? Is that right?
2 years old.
Got that wrong. Anyway, but now he's moved back. Isn't that weird? He lived his whole life
Yeah.
here.
And we don't know how long he's going to be there. He doesn't know how long he's going to be there, which is even stranger, but let's not get into that. So we're going to go and visit him. And of course, I won't be around for my big meeting. So I persuaded Alex Saunders to come in and say how she got restarted, because a couple of years ago, well, she could have used a bit of help. And now she's flying high. So I thought that story could be very useful for people who feel like they want to get restarted.
So what day, when is that again? Just remind me of time, just because I don't.
Tuesday
Tuesday,
at
10.
10, and it's the one coming up.
yes.
The one coming up, yes.
It's okay, I was just making sure. All right.
And I'm sorry I missed you when I was in the office the other day, but we'll catch you next time.
Are you talking to anyone specifically?
Everybody.
Whoever he was here.
Everybody you didn't see.
There were a couple people here. There were a couple
I
people.
saw him
here.
last time he was here, I was like, what?
Like a celebrity. He is a celebrity.
Rocking out at the Bruce station.
Nice.
All right, so let's go.
All right.
Thanks, y'all.
Big Peter.
Yeah.